Hi, I am PixelPia, and you are welcome to this experimental podcast series. What you're about to hear is completely AI generated, from the research to the conversations between two AI voices. Using Notebook LM, I've let AI create these episodes based on articles found online. My goal here is to explore the creative potential of AI and see just how far it can go. Everything, including the visuals, is AI made. So after this intro, you'll be hearing the AI takeover. Let's dive into today's AI-driven conversation.
Hey everyone! Ever look at those crazy realistic images coming out of Midjourney and wonder, how in the world do they do that?
Well, today's deep dive is going to unlock some of those secrets. We're going deep on camera angles. Yeah, we're talking next level AI image generation.
Yeah.
And we've got a stack of articles, even a couple of video tutorials, all about really mastering how to use camera angles in your Midjourney prompts.
It's huge, honestly.
And it really is. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you've been using Midjourney for a while. This is one of those things that just adds that extra level of polish and control to your images.
It's true. I mean, everybody knows kind of what they want their picture to look like in their head, right? But getting Midjourney to understand that, that's the real trick. Like, you're the director, Midjourney is your camera operator.
Yeah.
If you're not giving those clear instructions, things can get, well, interesting. Yeah, and that's where all this great source material comes in, right?
Absolutely.
One thing that we saw over and over again, no matter who we were listening to or reading, were these two key concepts, and they come straight out of photography and film viewing direction and shot type.
Yeah, they're like the building blocks
Yeah.
of a great image. Like, you got to understand these.
So composition 101.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're filming a movie or making it in AI.
Yeah.
You got to get these right.
Okay, so first up, let's tackle viewing direction. I like to think about it like this. Where would you put your camera if you were taking a picture of something? So if I'm taking a picture of you and I want that, straight on classic portrait look, that's a centered view. But then we can mix it up. We can move the camera, go for a side profile shot. Suddenly that changes the whole feel. You get a little bit of mystery.
Little intrigue.
Maybe you're hiding something about that character.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, a back view is even more intriguing. Like, who is this mysterious figure?
Yeah, you don't even have to see their face, and it's like, ooh, I want to know more about them.
Exactly.
And our sources were packed with terms like this, all these different ways to really fine-tune that viewing direction. We saw centered, we saw side profile, we even saw this crazy one, back view, three-quarter profile.
Oh, yeah.
It's like learning a whole new language.
It is. But the good news is Midjourney is getting better at understanding us, even if we don't use the exact jargon.
That's true. It is getting better. And this is where shot type comes in. So we figured out where we're viewing our subject from. Now it's like, how much of them and their world do we want to see?
Okay, yeah.
So a close-up, that pulls you in. Think about those movie moments. You're right there. You can practically see what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Medium shot, that gives you a little breathing room. You see a little bit more of the environment, right?
That gives you some context.
And then you've got the wide shot. That's all about establishing a sense of place. So if you've got this epic landscape or you want to show how tiny your character is compared to their surroundings, that's when you go wide. Just like in the movies, each one creates a whole different feeling. We saw a bunch of terms for this too. Close up, medium close up. I even saw cowboy shot in one of these, and I'm like, what in the world is a cowboy shot?
Right. There's so many.
Apparently it's a thing.
It's a real thing. And it looks awesome.
So many ways to frame a character. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what's cool is that once you get these principles down, you can do so much with just one image.
Right.
Like, it's amazing how much detail you can pack in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's always a but. Right.
Always.
Because Midjourney's smart, don't get me wrong. But it's still AI.
It's still learning.
Yeah. Sometimes it needs a little, encouragement.
A little nudge in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of, we've all been there. Why is it so hard to get a decent full body shot sometimes?
Oh, tell me about it.
You'd think full body, how much simpler can you get? But Midjourney does not like feet.
It's like they disappear.
It's like the AI equivalent of those jeans that are just cut off at the shins. Like, where's the rest of it?
It's like a magic trick.
It is a magic trick. It's like, ta-da, no feet for you.
It really is. They just vanish. Like it's got the top half figured out, right?
Yep.
Beautiful portrait, maybe even some hands in there.
Yeah.
But the second you want a full figure, forget about it.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's feet, maybe not. Though, to be fair to Midjourney, I did see one article that said that drawing feet well is actually a challenge for a lot of artists. Something about getting the anatomy just right.
Really?
It's tricky, apparently.
Huh. Who knew? Well, whatever the reason, it's a pain. I mean, you want to create something epic, like a knight standing triumphantly, but all you get is this weird floating torso.
Right. Look at this powerful sorcerer levitating because I couldn't figure out how to draw his shoes.
Exactly. But okay, rant over. The good news is our Midjourney experts have figured out some ways around this.
They always do, right?
Oh, yeah. And this one is so simple, you're going to laugh.
Okay, I love simple. Hit me.
You ready for this? Tell Midjourney what kind of shoes your character is wearing.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
I know, right? Sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But I've tried it. It works.
It's like a magic word or something.
Right. It's like suddenly Midjourney remembers, oh, yeah, feet are a thing that exists.
And if they're going to be wearing those awesome platform boots, well, there better be legs and everything else, too.
I know. It's like we found this weird little loophole in its programming.
We're hacking the AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, even with something this sophisticated, it's the little details that can make all the difference.
It's all about learning to think like Midjourney thinks, right?
Hey, I think so.
Yeah.
Anticipating those little quirks, figuring out how to use them to our advantage.
So, okay, we've got our viewing direction down. We've tricked Midjourney into giving us some feet. Time to level up our game, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about camera angles, because it's more than just where you put the camera, right? It's how you use those angles to make us feel something when we look at the image.
Exactly. It's about creating drama or intimacy or really anything you can think of.
Like a director would do in a movie, right?
Exactly.
So let's break down some of the classics, starting with, gotta be the low angle shot.
Oh, a classic for sure.
Right. Everybody knows this one. Camera's down low, looking up at your subject, makes them seem big, powerful.
Intimidating even.
Yeah, for sure. Like, don't mess with this guy, right? Or gal.
Exactly. Like one of the articles we read called it making your subject a towering giant.
Oh, I like that.
Right. You instantly get that sense of power. And you see it all the time in movies.
Yeah.
Especially with, the hero or the villain at like a key moment.
Oh, absolutely. Or like that final showdown scene.
Yes.
Okay, so flip side of the coin, we've got the high angle shot. This time, the camera's looking down at our subject.
Okay.
And that completely changes the feel. Now, instead of powerful, they might seem smaller, more vulnerable, maybe even a little lost in the world around them.
Yeah, you can really play with power dynamics with this one. One source called it lost in a vast landscape.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a really cool way to describe it.
It is, because it's not just about the character, right? That high angle emphasizes how big everything else is around them.
Exactly.
And you mentioned landscapes earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Camera angles, those work a bit differently when we're talking about the environment, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. You want to capture like the sheer size of a mountain range, right? Low angle shot. You're looking up at those peaks. They're going to seem impossibly tall.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like otherworldly. But a high angle shot. Maybe from like a bird's eye view.
Okay, yeah.
Suddenly you're not just seeing the height, you're seeing how far they stretch.
Yeah.
All those ridges and valleys, the whole thing.
It's giving you that whole sense of scale that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Exactly. And don't forget about those really high angles, like the bird's eye view, or even better, that drone shot look.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Right? Imagine using AI to create images that look like they were shot by a drone. The possibilities are endless.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. I love a good drone shot. But let's not forget about lenses. That's another one of those tools we can borrow from photography, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like having a whole camera bag full of goodies just waiting to be used.
Right. We've got our wide-angle lenses, fisheye lenses, even tilt shift to get that miniature world look.
And the best part is, you don't have to be like a photography expert to
Yeah.
experiment with these in Midjourney.
It's true, and it's so easy. Just add a word like fisheye to your prompt, and suddenly you're in this warped, surreal world.
Right. It's so cool. Oh, and you know what else is cool?
What's that?
Macro lens.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine getting up close on a flower petal.
Yeah.
You can practically see the texture, those little veins,
Yeah.
or how about the butterfly wing. those patterns are insane when you get up close.
And to think we can create that level of detail with AI.
I know. It just blows my mind every time.
Me too. Okay, so we've talked about a lot today. Viewing direction, shot types, different angles, lenses. But some of the sources we looked at took it even further, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They were using actual cinematic language in their Midjourney prompts.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like trying to replicate those really dynamic shots you see in movies, the ones that make you feel like you're right there in the action.
Okay, so we're not just talking about taking a still image anymore. We're talking about making it feel like a whole scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like Midjourney is your own personal film set, and you're the director. So we saw people prompting for things like dolly zoom.
Oh, nice. The classic Hitchcock.
Exactly. That shot where the background seems to like stretch or warp as the camera moves.
It's trippy.
It is. Or how about a crane shot? You know, that sweeping view as you pull up and away from everything.
So cinematic. You can practically hear the epic music.
I know, right? It's amazing. We even saw people using terms like panning shot or tilt shot to control how you look at the image.
Oh, wow. So you're not just creating the image, you're controlling how the viewer experiences it, too.
It's next level stuff, for sure. And this is where it all comes together, I think, especially with Midjourney's character reference feature. Remember how we were talking about shot types earlier?
Yeah.
Imagine applying that to a character you've created.
Okay, yeah. So, like, instead of just having one image of them, you could have a whole series, each one telling a different part of their story.
Yes. And each shot would have a different feeling, a different energy based on the camera angle, the shot type.
That's so cool.
It's like we're not just creating images anymore, we're creating visual stories.
Exactly.
And honestly, that's just incredibly exciting. I mean, we've barely scratched the surface here, but hopefully this gives you a taste of what's possible when you start thinking about camera angles in Midjourney.
For sure. The possibilities are limitless.
They really are. So the next time you open up Midjourney, remember, you're not just generating an image, you're directing a scene. You're setting the stage. You're not just an AI artist, you're a visual storyteller. Now go out there and make some movie magic.